What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double A Hef for another dose of the Truth Scope. So, I just made a video and I had some issues with the playback, so now I'm redoing this video. This is actually the third time. Um, so, so I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as possible. I already spent way too much time on it. So as you can see, this video is about Kwanzaa. Now, growing up, I have my mother's side of the family. My mother's father's side of the family. They celebrate Kwanzaa my whole entire life. There's pictures of me in the dashiki and the kufi when I was young celebrating Kwanzaa. I'm not knocking Kwanzaa. This video is not to knock Kwanzaa or people that celebrate Kwanzaa at all. This video is just my observations. And again, keep in mind, I live in the Northeast, born and raised Brooklyn. Live in Jersey now. Been in Jersey for a minute, a long time actually. And so, I don't know how it is in other parts of the country. I got family from the South, obviously, and I don't know, none of my family from the South ever said a goddamn thing about Kwanzaa. But again, that's just my family in the South, so I don't know. And my family from the South typically is like the Carolinas. So we're not, my people are not from Mississippi, Alabama, none of that, Florida, Georgia. We're from the Carolinas. So, I don't know. I really don't know. So let me know in the comments how y'all grew up, if you celebrate Kwanzaa, if you did, now you don't, you want to, your thoughts about it. Let me know in the comments. Let's chop it up because I think it's interesting. Obviously, you guys know it's a new year. So Kwanzaa just passed along with the other holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas and all of that stuff. So it's been on my mind, It's been on my mind. That side of the family that celebrates it, they just celebrated it again. They do it every year. So, I want to read this little overview of Kwanzaa for y'all, for those that don't know. And then I'm going to offer my 2 cents about it. All right, so Kwanzaa is an annual celebration of African American culture from December 26th to January 1st, culminating in a communal feast called Karamu, usually on the 6th day. It was created by activist Malana Karenga, based on Karenga's research of African harvest festival traditions from various parts of West, East, and Southeast Africa. Kwanzaa was first celebrated in 1966. A 2009 estimate placed the number of Americans who celebrate Kwanzaa between 500,000 and 2 million. Okay, so that basically sums up Kwanzaa. And the few points that I want to point out are 1966 is when it was first celebrated, which obviously during the 60s, the civil rights era, all that was going on. And then also, where is it? From December 26th to January 1st. So it happens after Christmas. And lastly, sorry, it says parts of West, East, and Southeast Africa. So now let's break this down. West, East, and Southeast Africa do not celebrate the same holidays. They don't all get together on any day and celebrate the same holidays. Now, obviously, these are regions of Africa made up of many countries in Africa. But again, the point is this. Kwanzaa was based off of traditions in Africa and given to us over here. But we are not Africans. We've been called African Americans for so long, but that was incorrect. And then obviously nowadays, it seems at least to be way more apparent that people are starting to understand that we are not African American because we're not African. We don't know shit about Africa, never been to Africa. Nobody in our family is from Africa, not trying to go to Africa. I mean, at least not trying to live in Africa. We're American. And honestly, I don't know who you can point to and say that they're more American than quote unquote Black Americans. There's a term going around called foundational Black American. And I agree with that 110%. For sure. I think that's a way better tag, if you will, than African American because Elon Musk is African American. So how the hell am I and me, myself, and Elon Musk? We are both the same goddamn thing. First of all, I've never been to Africa, but we both are considered would be considered African American. No, of course not. So clearly, there's an issue there. Clearly, one or the other, it just doesn't work. And it, honestly, it's more apropos for Elon Musk to be called African American than I am, because he is from there and now he lives here. I'm not from there, never been there. So it only makes sense that I would change my name from African American. And again, I think foundational Black American suits us. All right. So why do I believe Kwanzaa never caught on? Because, like I just stated, in East, West, and Southeast Africa, they don't all share the same celebrations. They're not doing it over there. So how the hell are you going to take information from over there, bring it over here, give it to us, and say, now celebrate that shit, niggas? The fuck? That shit ain't got nothing to do with us. We never been to West Africa, never been to East Africa, never been to Southeast Africa. And Africans don't even celebrate this shit. So why the hell are we going to celebrate it? We put on these ashikis and shit to have some quote unquote connection with the motherland and our true quote unquote true people and stuff like that and true history. But that is not our true history. That is not our true people. We are our people here. Here. All right. I'm from the Northeast, like I said, Brooklyn, but I can meet a nigga from fucking Mississippi tomorrow. And you know what? Is he technically my kinfolk? No, but look, when I see that nigga, that's my kinfolk. All my peoples is my peoples. You feel me? All my peoples is my peoples. And that's just the way it is. I don't make a difference if they from, Mississippi or they're from the Carolinas where my family's from. We all know, like we all have a shared history, shared culture here. And to allow things like Kwanzaa to come and like dilute it or mislead is very problematic in my opinion. I don't think that we should allow these things to happen. Obviously, Kwanzaa first started in the 60s, but it's still going on to today. And, so do I think we should denounce it? Yeah, I do. I do think we should denounce it because it's an African-American holiday, and there's no such thing as an African-American as it pertains to Black Americans here. So if the Elon Musks of the world want to celebrate Kwanzaa, hey, go ahead and knock yourself out. But that holiday should not be designated for us. So again, I wanted to keep this, relatively short. Like I said, this is the third time I'm doing this video. Hopefully the playback is good on this one and I can keep it. But yeah, let's just chop it up in the comment section. I want to see what y'all talking about, your thoughts on it, all that stuff, how you was brought up, whether you know about Kwanzaa or not, you celebrate it or not, let me know. Because I do think at the end of the day, it still is an interesting topic of discussion to be had, So anyway, y'all, peace.